Hey there, Heather Ho there. It's Jim Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Stone Cold Hockey 73-74 WHA video. We have ourselves some matchups to be focusing on. New England looking good in the East, so is Cleveland. Chicago doing decent. Quebec, Toronto, and New Jersey are fighting it out for third place in the East. Whereas Minnesota and Houston are the class of the West. Winnipeg and Edmonton look good. Vancouver and LA not so much. Mike Shaker Walton leads the goal scoring with 26, Bobby Hall with 22, Ron Climby, Tom Webster, and George Morrison each have 20 goals. Points wise, Mike Shaker Walton in the lead, Gordie Howe second, Serge Bernier, and Leonard Lacroix. Penalty minutes, just in case you want to know. Gord Gallant of Minnesota leads, Jim Cardiff of Vancouver second, Pierre Watt 83 points. Right, penalty minutes, so is John Harper. Cam Newton, Joey Chubers, and Don McLeod are your three goalies of note. Yeah, it's weird how John Garrett's 11-2-2 and he has 4 goals against than his teammate Mike Curran. Standings wise, Quebec, Toronto, New Jersey have played 30 plus games, whereas Chicago's only played 26. Their points percentage looks very good. Points percentage, Houston would lead Minnesota in second, Edmonton third, Vancouver fourth. LA looks like crap. They're 0-13-1 at home. 5 road wins. They have more road wins than New Jersey and Vancouver. 14 hat tricks. Toronto's been victimized by what? New Jersey, LA, number 1 for a most significant game, October 28th, when LA was up 4-1 and lost in overtime. Toronto 5-4 against Chicago, November 10th, when they were down 4-1 and came back for 4 straight goals. And LA, Houston, when Houston won after being down 4-1. So anyway, Los Angeles plays Vancouver next. That's our next game on the list. The Sharks will bring Paul Hogan, the backup, as you are for the Sharks. Ian Wilkie, number 1, Russ Gill and Jim McLeod there. And George Gardner, former Canucks goalie, will be the goalie for the Blazers this game. Pete Donnelly, Yves Arpengel, and Danny Sullivan, not the race car driver, also in the nets. LA has Mark Tardif, pretty good player, but his team is crap. Gary Russo, JP LeBlanc, Brian McDonald, Jerry Odrowski, Rich Thomas, Ron Ward, who was the goal scoring champ last year with the Knights, Steve Sutherland, Bart Crashley, Ron Walters, Alton White, Tom Service, Jim Niekamp, Ron Gezerick, Don Gordon, Bill Horton, Jerry Samarik, Earl Heiskala, Fred Speck, Jim Watson, Ted McCaskill, and Hal Willis. Vancouver with Brian Campbell, former Blackhawk, Danny Lawson, a good player who scored a lot for the Philly Blazers, Claude Saint-Savoie from the Blaze, Don Burgess, John Pye McKenzie, former Bruin icon, John Mignot, Murray Myers, Ron Plum, Jim Adair, Colin Campbell, Jim Cardiff, Mike Chernoff, yes, that Colin Campbell, Ralph McSween, Dennis Belush, Ed Hotulum, Don O'Donohue, Dave Hutchinson, Serge Baudin, Sam Geller, Jimmy Jones, future Leaf, Michel Plante, Camille Lapierre, and John Tetrell. First moment, LA delivers a hit. 5 moments. LA chance for LA Skios. Rich Thomas, his 5th from Horton and Tardif, makes it 1-0. Much later, aggression. Los Angeles gets penalized. Sutherland. Power play chance. No shot from St. Michael after 20. Reg Thomas is second of the night from Niekamp and the pitiful LA Sharks. 19 games below 500. They are up 2-1 after 20 minutes. Much later, trying to hold on. Stamina increased. That could be big. LA takes the shot. Tardif stopped by Gardner. Wow, Tardif is a good player. Former hack. Score! Throw the hats in the ice. It is time. Twice as nice. He's got a hat trick, Crashley, and Alton White the assists, and LA up 3-1. The shocking LA Sharks. It's Brian Sutherland. Power play chance. No shot by Lawson. chance for Lawson again. A stop by Hogan. Hogan. And but the Sharks are up 3-1 on the Blazers. Much later. Alton. Myers and Campbell. 5 minutes later. That's a tie. Burgess stopped by Hogan. 4 more minutes. LA can't do it. Battle Forcer. Fight. It's a fight between Garashek and Gallard. I don't think these two guys really know each other, so nothing to worry about. Empty net, nothing. Empty net, nothing. Empty net, nothing. Empty net, nothing. And somehow, in some freaking way, the LA Sharks win 3-2. They win over Vancouver, and that's their 6th win. But that's not at home. Reg Thomas with the hat trick. If it wasn't for him, the Blazers would have taken down the Sharks. All right, so let's see here. Who has not been featured? Cleveland, Houston. Cleveland's been featured. Houston has not been featured. Houston's not been featured. Vancouver, Los Angeles, Park 2, Chicago, New England, Edmonton, New Jersey. Edmonton has not been featured. Quebec, Toronto. Toronto's not been featured. And Winnipeg has not been featured. But they all play different teams. So 3 of the 4 teams being Canadian. Well, we'll figure it out. Vancouver beats LA in the revenge game. I wonder who was in that for LA. It was Gillow against Donnelly. Okay. Next week, let's see here. Edmonton plays Vancouver. Houston, Toronto, Winnipeg. Houston and Winnipeg. Yeah, they're all playing different teams. Cleveland, Minnesota, Winnipeg, New Jersey, and Chicago, Toronto. Let's see. Winnipeg, Chicago. I've dealt with Chicago. I've dealt with Vancouver, LA. Vancouver beats LA again, 3-1 on the road. Edmonton, New Jersey, Toronto. This might take a while. Winnipeg, Houston. Actually, Winnipeg, Houston, we could do that. We might as well do that. Winnipeg will play Houston, and then we'll have to worry about Edmonton, Toronto some other time. Schedule. Edmonton, Toronto. They'll play on. They don't play Toronto till February 17th. So I guess we'll probably. So because I've got to do Edmonton, Toronto. So we'll have to simulate till February 17th. So this will be a shorter WHA season in a sense. Gotta have Edmonton, Toronto. So Winnipeg, Houston will play each other. Edmonton, Toronto will have to wait a while. So we have to simulate December and January for that matter. So this will take a while. So Winnipeg, Houston play each other. Winnipeg 17-15-1, Houston 19-2. Ernie Wakely, the former Blues goalie, against Don McLeod, who would be a WHA icon. Joe Daly as well, but Daly's not playing this game. Wakely, Bill Holden there. Wayne Rutledge, the former Kings goalie, and Ron Graham will not be playing in these games. Winnipeg with Bobby Hall, the Golden Jet, Christian Bordelot, Fran Huck, What the Puck, Norm Bodine, Ron Snell, Danny Johnson, Boyd Blodovich, J.G. Scranton, Ab McDonald, Joe Sanusi, the throw-in the Phyllis Wasio trade, Dan Spring, Larry Horning, Bob Ash, Ted Hargreaves, Freeman Asmunson, Dunk Russo, Milt Black, Kelly Pratt, Kel Swinson, Bill Sutherland, Gus Rusudo, Ken Stevenson, and Jim Hargreaves. Houston with Gordie Howe with his sons, brothers my ass, Mark and Marty, Larry Lund, Frank Hughes, Andre Hintz, Murray Hall, Jim Sherritt, Gorlo Bosa, Paul Popule, who went off on a 5-point tangent last time we featured Houston, Ted Taylor, John Scala, Don Grierson, Gord Kenninger, Larry Hale, Joe Sura, Gary Williamson, Jack Stanfield, Bill Prentice, and Ed Hoekstra. 2 minutes into the game, Winnipeg takes a chance, but no, 4 more minutes. Winnipeg got scores! Free falling. Freeman Asmussen, his second from Bourdain and Ab McDonald. 1-0 Winnipeg. 2 more minutes. You can take the chance, Lens. No. Try to get the overtime. 2 minutes battle. The Golden Jet for 2. They'll kill the zone on Sherritt and Grierson. Three more. Three more. The hit. 2 more minutes. The first one, Houston delivers the hit. And Winnipeg takes a 1-0 lead into Houston. So this will be the last game for a while. 5 more minutes. Oh, hey, Marty out. The first person in Sherritt. He's finally on the board. Well, he is like 18 years old. 2 more minutes. Gordon trying to remember who he is. And a fight between Russo and Scala. Scala known for his fighting. Russo not so much. And Paul Papil tries to score. Gordy with the assist. Hinson LeBoiselle with the assist. 3-1 Houston. It's a family affair. Mark Caltron for a second of the night. Not so fast. Houston's up 3-1 after 20-40. 3 more minutes. Paul. Winnipeg a chance. Asmussen can't do anything. Horning can't do anything. 3 more minutes. Hockey. His 19th from Surrey. 5 more minutes. Turn the clock. Houston will be penalized at Lund. Can Winnipeg score? Not so fast. The hit. And that was it. Winnipeg scored the first goal, but the House woke up and took down Winnipeg quite easily 4-1. Wakely tried his best, but he couldn't do it. Asmussen scored, but Houston, with the 2 House scoring goals, all 3 House scoring a goal, Gordy having an assist. 4-1 Houston, your final score. So we are going to be having to simulate the month. The next one is February 17th with Edmonton Toronto. So Edmonton Toronto will be our matchup for February 17th. So past Valentine's Day. So all of December will be simulated. January the 1st. Well, January will turn into February. Well, I want to play that month in time. February the 1st. Over the week. Because February 17th is coming up. Make sure that we got everything in order because Edmonton Toronto has to be playing. We said we would feature each one at least twice. We might have a problem. Houston, we might have a problem. Don't worry, we'll get the whole Sunday stuff going. Toronto goes to Edmonton. Toronto 23-34-3, and Edmonton 32-22-2. Gilles Gratton, Gertrude Looney, and net for the Toros. Les Binkley, the former Penguin goalie, and Frank Blum backing up. Jack Norris, who left the Blackhawks and the Bruins. He's the new goalie, number 1. Chris Worthy, Ian Wilkie, and Gary Doyle. So the Toros with Wayne Carlton, a pretty good player, former Bruin. Gavin Kirk, known for his Corn Club. Good luck charm, Wayne Dillon, Guy Trottier, Dick Santos, Martin, Pat Hickey, who would become pretty good in the NHL for later years. I'm Tom Sibbs, Battleship Leduc, Steve King, not the offer. Brian Gibbons, Brett Selby, the former Calder Trophy winner in the Mist, Jack Gibson, Carl Brewer, another former relief, Steve Cuttyfish, Rick Cunningham, Billy Orr, Micah Amadeo, Gerald Gibbons, Peter Moran, and Lou Nistico. Edmonton with Ron Climby, Jim Harrison, Al Hamilton with his number 3 retired by the Oilers, even though he never played in the NHL. Ross Perkins, Len Lund, Blair McDonald, who would do pretty good scoring goals for the Oilers in their first year in the WHA, the NHL in 79-80. Rusty Punanud, Tom Gilmore, Brian McKenzie, Bob Wall, Ken Baird, Bob McEnany, Barry, Val Fontaine, Mr. Clean, Eddie Joyle, pretty good player, Bob Falkenberg, Steve Carlisle, Ronnie Anderson, Jim McCrimmon, Bob Fincher, Richard Coates, and Jim Scarfield. And delivered a hit. Aggression. The pitch. No shot by Simpson. And no shot by Carlton. Toronto doing everything possible. Carlton, no. Climbing, no. Most Toronto Edmonton. After 20. 6 minutes later. Action, no shot by Battleship Leduc. Edmonton, well, Falkenberg had it, but Gibson had to whack him. And look at it. As a Baird. Ken Baird, his 11 from McEnany and Blair McDonald. It's been a few months. Agitator. Toronto gets agitated. Leduc goes over. And is that it? It's not unusual to score a big goal during the Carlton dance. Wayne Carlton's dance was 26 from Britt Selby. Who knew Britt Selby could still play? Toronto needs something. Action, a chance for Wayne Carlton. Trying for a second. Ow. No saw. Edmonton with a chance. Boss Perkins. Stopped by Grutini. Next player. Going to kill the clock. Edmonton. Baird can't do anything. McCrimmon can't do anything. Much later. Blair McDonald. Blair McDonald scored the goal. E-I-E-I-O. That's number 13 on the season for him. E-I-E-I-O. This is from Perkins here and Climby there. Number 41 and 35 respectively. Edmonton's going to win the game. E-I-E-I-O. And just barely slipped it in from Hannon and Blair McDonald. Edmonton crushes Carlton scored by Baird, Lund, McDonald, and Barry, putting it in. Edmonton Kachi. That means win. So after February 17th, New England and Cleveland looked pretty impressive in the East, battling for first place. Chicago and Quebec look like they're going to be the teams in the East there. Toronto's not doing so well. The Knights are not doing so well. In the West, it looks good for Houston, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Minnesota to make the playoffs. Houston looks like they're the class of the West. Vancouver falling back. The LA Sharks only have won 13 games. Not really the greatest. Bobby Hall now has the goal scoring lead with 45 for the Jets. Mike Shaker-Welter with 41. Serge Bernier for Quebec with 39. So we have 11 30 goal scorers for sure. Points wise, yeah, there's like 78 games, so there's still like 19 games left. Andre Lacroix with 96 points. Gordie Howe second with 94. So those guys are putting up assists. Lacroix is a natural goal scorer. Penalty minutes. Gord Gallant of Minnesota with 188. Jim Cardiff 158. Dick Berry 142. Kevin Morrison 25 goal scorer, but he's 120 penalty minutes. He's 13th. Jerry Cheever is the best goals against. Don McLeod and Cam Newton are behind the 8 ball, so to speak. Yeah, it's weird how a nine game winner like Michel Degoose has better goals against than Pete Donnelly, John Garrett, and Joe Junkin, and yet those guys have won double-digit amount of games. Jim McLeod's still technically there for things. Kubik. Look at the standings and all of that. Toronto's played 61 games, the most. Chicago's only played 54. And anyway, 55 games for Vancouver. So it's a battle. LA has won home games. They have only won 5. They're the only team to actually win single digits at home and on the road. Well, and or on the road, if you will. So yeah, just because we skipped through a couple of months, we've had 30 hat tricks. Rob Backstrom scored a 4-goal game for Chicago. So the best wins and all that. Edmonton, Quebec now, number 1 in the fan vote with 34. They played a game December 18th, in which Quebec seemed to have won the game. They were up 3-0, Quebec was. Edmonton had to tie the game with a minute left, and then in overtime, Gilmore from climbing Perkins. So yeah, I guess that's the number one thing. LA, New Jersey from October 28th, number 2, and Toronto, Chicago from November 10th, number 3. Lots of stuff. 3-goal comebacks are the norm. So that's all we've got for this WHA video. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.